Look, AI is making your business look basic, and not because it's bad, but because everyone is using it the same way. They use the same models, they write the same prompts, and they end up with outputs that all sound alike. And when that happens, customers can instantly tell if something was AI generated or if it was designed with intention. Today I'm giving you the exact style and context sheet I use to turn robotic outputs into high-level business solutions. We're moving past writing prompts and building a logic engine that actually thinks for you. Stick around until the end because I'm showing you how to install this as a permanent context layer inside ChatGPT so you never have to repeat yourself again. So let's start building your engine. I've made a style sheet template for this and I've linked it in the description below. Grab a copy because we're gonna fill it out together. First we're gonna go through our current reality, where you are right now. And the first question is, what am I actively working on right now? And be concrete, because the AI has to know in order to give you the best results. This is what I'm gonna answer. I'm building an AI automation agency while also creating educational content on YouTube around AI and automation. Now, what does a normal week look like for me at the moment? Again, be specific. Your time, your energy, your constraints. I'm just gonna reply with my schedule. In the mornings I work on content, and then from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. I'm doing product work. Okay, what problems or decisions am I dealing with repeatedly right now? And I give it a small list. Should I focus on client work or content? Should I productize this or customize it? Should I chase this lead or build a system? Should I spend time improving YouTube or closing deals? What should I post on my YouTube? So these are the main decisions I have to take daily. What am I deliberately not doing at this stage? I'm deliberately not building products before I understand the problems well enough. Clarity comes first. Now for your near-term direction, where I'm going in around 1 year. 1 year from now, what do I want to be true about my work or business? And we want outcomes, not the tactics we're gonna use. So I want 100k subscribers on YouTube and one working SaaS automation. And what I mean by this is that I'll build a product after I validate the ideas through my AI agencies. What am I willing to sacrifice short term to get there? And I just answered with my personal time. I'm willing to work 12 hours per day on this. Now we have some questions around the public output intent. So basically, what the AI is actually being used for, public-faced content. What am I usually creating with AI that will be shared publicly? Parts of my YouTube scripts, content for my AI agency, and visuals for both. Then, who is the intended audience for this public output? It needs to know the audience so it knows how to talk like them. So for my YouTube channel, people who want to learn how to work with AI and stay ahead, and businesses that are looking to save time or money. And for my agency, businesses that are willing to invest in growth and in scaling. Again, I'm not going really niched right now because I'm still exploring niches for my business, but then when I have some specific ones, I'll be adding them right here. What should people feel when they consume something created with AI under my name? This is an important one. They should feel like things make more sense, they are not complicated anymore, so I don't want to recommend hundreds of tools just because there's hype around them. I want to be like a barrier between them and the noise in the AI space. Now, voice and positioning. And this one is public, not personal. The voice you want the AI to have when you create public-faced content. How should the AI represent me or my business publicly? And we have to describe the presence we want, not the role we want it to have. As someone who explains things in a simple, clear way so they make sense immediately, even to people who are new to the topic. Okay, what tone should be consistent across all public outputs? I want the tone to be clear, grounded and conversational, confident but not aggressive or salesy. Okay, what kind of positioning should the AI reinforce over time? Clarity over hype and learning through real examples. Now we want constraints for the public output. So we want to constrain the AI in not doing things that we don't like. The first question is, what language, phrases or patterns should never appear in public outputs? So avoid buzzwords, exaggerated claims, corporate jargon and phrases that sound like marketing copy. Do not use overused AI terms like punchy, leverage, unlock, optimize, game-changing, next level, ultimate, stuff like that. So basically don't try to sound smart. Then what types of claims or promises should the AI avoid making publicly? Because the AI's tendency is to overpromise, so we don't want that. Avoid overselling is something, depends on context, say that. But level of polish is too much and starts to feel artificial. Anything that feels overly smooth, dramatic or perfectly phrased. Slight imperfection is fine. Now, quality bar and decision filter. How the AI decides what's good enough to ship. So what makes a piece of output good enough to share publicly under my name? If it helps the viewer understand something or make a better decision, it's good enough to share. So if people learn from my content basically. When there are multiple ways to say something, how should the AI choose? Choose the version that sounds more natural when spoken out loud. What should the AI prioritize in public outputs? Clarity, originality, safety, or depth, and why? So I'm gonna go with clarity, because if people don't understand what I'm saying and if people are not learning from my content, then the other things don't make sense. Okay, final alignment. If someone knew me or my brand well, what should they immediately recognize in this output? That it's clear, calm, and practical, and that it comes from someone who is actually doing the work, not just talking about it. Whether it's on my channel or for my agency, the output should reflect the same way of thinking, focusing on understanding the problem first, explaining things in plain language, and avoiding unnecessary complexity. It should feel intentional rather than generic, and helpful rather than promotional. Okay, so these are the questions I've created. If you feel like you want to give the AI more context, then you can write it right here in this style sheet. And now we're gonna just copy everything, go to ChatGPT or any AI tool you're using. This is a guide I want you to follow. Then paste the guide you copied from this style sheet, and then at the end tell it, store it inside your memory. Awesome, and send. Got it, I've stored this and I'll use it as your default filter for how I help you going forward. Now it shows right here that it did it, so we can click on manage. Okay, so it split what we told it and added it right here. Awesome. So basically this is how you make the AI custom, by giving it context. Now that you have your engine built and your context installed, the next step is to push it to its absolute limit. Having the right context is the foundation, but you still need the right triggers to make the AI execute that logic perfectly. If you want to see how I do that, then check out this video right here. I've broken down the entire prompting pillar and the exact system I use to ensure every output is high value. Click on this video right here to learn how to use your logic engine to its full potential. I'll see you over there.